What's up guys, and welcome back to episode 2 of All Things F1. In this podcast we're going to discuss the events of the Canadian Grand Prix, round up some of the paddock gossip, and then make our prediction for the British Grand Prix, which takes place in 2 weeks' time. So in this video we're going to trial something slightly different. Instead of some F1 gameplay in the background, today you get to watch me draw like a 3-year-old, as the full extent of my artistic incompetence is thrust upon you. Feel free to berate me in the comment section down below. So first let's round up Canada, and a weekend that was mixed up by a wet qualifying session on Saturday, and one of the title contenders taking their first engine penalty of the year. Charles Leclerc started at the back of the grid, having taken fresh power unit components following his engine failure in Baku. Not a good omen given it's only race 9 and he may be likely to need further engine components later in the year. Don't forget Verstappen has had 2 DNFs this year also with mechanical failures. However, Red Bull powertrains have managed to keep those engines in the available pool. However, Leclerc's failure was too catastrophic to be saved. Nonetheless, Sainz gave Ferrari some hope on Saturday, qualifying in 3rd place and staying in touch with Red Bull and Verstappen on pole. However, the surprise came from Fernando Alonso securing his first front row start since leaving Ferrari at the end of 2013, and the Haas duo securing 5th and 6th on the grid, with Schumacher's best F1 qualifying result so far. Russell's gamble to do his last run in Q3 on the slick tyres could have paid off handsomely had it worked. However, it was just about too wet before the checkered flag came out, resulting in his final run having a spin. So with an exciting front row, we anticipated fireworks going into turn 1. Alonso, well known for his rapid starts, renowned from his Ferrari days in Spain and Italy, but it wasn't to be, and Verstappen looked to secure a comfortable lead early in the race. As Alonso fell back through the field, the Mercedes worked their way up and looked to secure 3rd place, after Perez retired and Leclerc struggled to overtake through the traffic. A late safety car allowed Sainz to close the gap, and with both Sainz and Verstappen on fresh hard tyres, a 10-lap shootout to the end of the race ensued. However, the Ferrari never quite had the pace to get past the Red Bull despite making some progress with their top-end speed, and a new low-drag rear wing. Hamilton put in a solid performance to secure a well-earned 3rd place, so we successfully predicted positions 1 and 3 in our last podcast, but Sainz did well to prove us wrong and secure 2nd place. My only criticism of Ferrari is could they have tried the medium tyre when stopping under the final safety car to get a greater tyre pace differential on the Red Bull in front. However, as we saw the degradation was quite high, we suspect he would have faded away in the final laps. So overall, Red Bull just had the edge and secured another victory in their title challenge. In other news, the FIA announced a new metric to help quantify the bouncing or porpoising experienced by each car and enforce a limit to protect the drivers. Teams will always prioritise performance over driver comfort, so this does not offer a technical solution, but does set the line in the sand of how far teams can push it, whilst leaving up to them to engineer a solution. Mercedes most notably did seem to make some progress with their ride, not being compromised by porpoising, but instead by the general stiffness required by the car setup window, which has been optimised with the car running very close to the track. It is important to differentiate the aerodynamic phenomenon of porpoising with the bouncing associated from stiff suspension and setup. This is something baked into the inherent car design and wind tunnel model, and will require Mercedes to make fundamental changes to their ride height and subsequent setup window in order to allow the car to be raised without losing downforce, so that the car can be run softer and provide a more stable aero platform. Hopefully the smoother track surface at Silverstone, which has been resurfaced in recent years, should allow Mercedes to run their car closer to the ground and unlock some more of that performance that can be achieved at bumpier tracks such as Baku and Canada, as the car falls outside of its setup window and loses downforce when it has to be raised. There was some gossip around the F1 paddock that now Latifi has competed in his home race, that Oscar Piastri is set to be announced as the second Williams driver alongside Albon. It just remains to be seen whether this will take place at the end of the year, or whether Piastri will be in the Williams seat by the British Grand Prix to get some F1 race experience even, under his belt. Also coming out of the paddock this weekend was news regarding the VW Group's brands entering F1 in the form of Audi and Porsche, which we've known about from some time from the VW board level, but have not received any specific details yet. Mercedes have already indicated that they wish to drop down from 3 to 2 customer teams, leaving one of the current Mercedes powered teams looking for a new supplier. Mercedes have a solid relationship with Aston Martin through their road car projects, and I suspect they will continue to supply the F1 team. However, many are expecting McLaren to switch to Audi branded power when the announcement is made that Audi will enter F1 as an engine supplier. However, rumours from the Canadian Grand Prix are that Audi are looking to enter F1 as a fully fledged team and not just as a power supplier. McLaren are unlikely to agree a sale of the team to the VW group given their racing heritage. However, rumours are that Audi have already acquired a 25% stake in the Sauber team, currently branded as Alfa Romeo, who have a history of manufacturer partnerships, having previously coupled with BMW during their foray in F1. It is looking like Audi will take another further stake in Sauber and obtain majority ownership of the Hinwell-based team as the German car giant's works F1 entry. Porsche also set to be announced as Red Bull's power unit supplier from 2026 at their home race in Austria later in July, which will secure their long-term power supply after currently running Red Bull powertrains branded Honda units as a medium-term measure until the new partnership gets off the ground. An exciting time as manufacturers with extensive motorsport heritage, mainly in sports and endurance racing, look set to join the top flight of motorsport. So finally, let's move on to our predictions for the British Grand Prix, and with a fresh power unit hopefully easing short-term reliability concerns, we're putting our money on Charles Leclerc to secure victory around the high-speed Silverstone track. We expect Red Bull to push him all the way and secure the remaining 2 spots on the podium. Mercedes may well close the gap to the front-runners at this race, with a track that should suit them considerably more than Canada and Baku, but will still have a couple of attempts left to find for their drivers at their home race. So let us know your predictions down below. Thanks for watching, and we greatly appreciate a like or subscribe to help our new channel out. Let us know if you want to see some more of my terrible animation or a return to F1 gameplay during our podcasts. Until next time, see you around.